Good afternoon. It's a privilege to be here. Thank you all for being here. A special thank you to my family for their unqualified support of our family's investment in this project. My dear friend Debbie Pauletto tells me that I have a combination of qualifications that qualifies me to speak to you this afternoon. I'll let you be the judge of that. I did volunteer at Anna Ogden Hall in Spokane, and as a consequence, I saw firsthand what can happen to a woman when her dignity and self-worth are restored. Those are powerful forces. You will hear an amazing story today. If you have any doubts about the power of this program following that presentation, I urge you to schedule an appointment with Debbie to visit Anna Ogden Hall. Perhaps the most relevant qualification I have relates to a personal tragedy that I had in my life about 6 years ago. As a consequence of that, I went into an emotional spiral for about a year. I was never homeless, but I was hopeless. And if you haven't been hopeless, consider yourself extremely fortunate. If you have been hopeless, try to imagine what it's like to be hopeless and have a child or two in tow and have no resources, not even housing. The final area that I want to touch on, I've been an investor for a long, long time, and primarily through a series of mistakes, I think I know what makes a good investment. The best investment is one where everybody wins. And I think that's definitely the case with this project. The first factor is that this project will not receive any government funding. What a breath of fresh air that is. Secondly, the reality is that most women, especially those with children, will end up being provided for by somebody. If they don't come to a facility like this, they'll end up being taken care of by the government through subsidized housing, Medicaid, food stamps, SSI, the list goes on and on. I'm not going to get on my soapbox, but this country's staggering under a mountain of debt, and a good big chunk of that debt is the government providing for people that cannot provide for themselves. That's why it's extremely important that from the day a woman enters this facility, the ultimate goal is to transform her into a productive member of society. So we have the rare opportunity to take somebody that would be supported by the taxpayers and transform them into a taxpayer. That sounds like a win-win proposition to me. And finally, this project gives me a golden opportunity to honor the most important woman in my life. And while you're sitting here today, I want you to think about the most important woman in your life and perhaps consider an investment in this project as a way to honor her. Thank you all for your attention.